goals to get dreamers into the country and to work here and reward them for all the time here. Seeing Donald Trump is just destroying all of his legacy.
Yeah, it's very sad for the immigrant community. Very sad for our clients.
Welcome to our weekly Facebook Live. Thanks for joining us. I know it's been a tough week for a lot of people. We wanted to bring you some information about what has happened, what may happen in the future, and how you're going to be able to deal with it going forward. I'm Eric Price, former ICE prosecutor with Immigration and Customs Enforcement. Here with me today is the managing attorney in our Santa Ana, Orange County office, Denise Cabrera. I'm going to be speaking in English to all those people out there who have DACA now or have had DACA in the past. And Denise is going to be talking to families all over the place. She's going to be speaking in Spanish. So thank you again for joining us. We hope that you find today's segment informative. Please ask us questions. We're happy to answer those questions. If you want to make an appointment to ask a special question, we don't charge anything for appointments. We're happy to see you. We have offices in downtown Los Angeles, Santa Ana and Orange County, both San Marcos and Mission Valley and San Diego, Dallas and Fort Worth in Texas, and soon in Houston, Texas. Please just hit book now on the Facebook, or give us a call at 844-964-4722. I'd be pleased to talk with you at any time to answer your specific questions.
Buenas tardes, me llamo Denise Cabrera, soy la abogada en la oficina de Santa Ana. Bienvenidos y gracias por estar con nosotros hoy en Facebook Live. Hoy vamos a estar hablando del programa de DACA, que ayer recibimos noticias tristes para la comunidad inmigrante, en particular los Dreamers. Así es que hoy vamos a hablar sobre el tópico de DACA, las reglas que van a afectar el DACA y lo que pueden hacer. Recuerden por favor que tenemos consultas gratis. No se olvide de llamar si quiere venir a vernos al 844-964-4722.
I'm sure all of you have heard by now what's happened to DACA this week. On Tuesday, Donald Trump announced through Jeff Sessions, the Attorney General, that they would be ending the DACA program. And so if you were previously eligible to apply for DACA, you no longer can apply. And this is terrible news, not only for people that were eligible for DACA and had DACA, but really terrible for the entire country. We're trying to, as a community, come together and find other avenues and other ways to continue legal status for this group of people. Stay tuned, everyone's fighting for that. But right now it's really important to understand what is its effect on you if you had DACA or were eligible for DACA, and what should you be doing. And I want to talk a little bit about that today.
Okay, entonces lo que queremos hablar hoy es sobre las noticias de ayer. Lo que ha cambiado principalmente es que ya no van a aceptar nuevas aplicaciones de DACA, pero no quiere decir que ya se ha acabado todo. Hay otras opciones, hay todavía opción de renovar permisos y vamos a hablar de eso hoy.
So we cannot file new DACA applications. If you've never filed before, right now they're not accepting new ones. However, if you already have DACA, your status continues to be good until your work permit expires, whenever that is. So if your work permit's good for another year or 2 years, you're okay for that amount of time. Now, if your work permit is going to expire before March 5th of next year, remember that date, March 5th of next year. If it expires before that, please go see an attorney right away and renew. It's a little bit early for most people to be renewing, but they said if your DACA expires before March 5th, we can renew now. Let's go ahead and do that. You need to renew before October 5th, so you have 1 month to renew it. And if you do that, you should be getting a new work permit that will at least extend your status through the end of that, which would be 2 years.
So, como dijo el abogado Eric, ahorita Inmigración no está aceptando nuevas aplicaciones, que quiere decir a partir de ayer ya no están recibiendo aplicaciones para gente que nunca había aplicado antes. Pero no quiere decir que el DACA, a los que ya tienen el DACA vigente, que se los quitaron. ese DACA sigue vigente. Si todavía está vigente por un año más o 2 años, va a seguir vigente hasta que se expire. Lo siguiente es que si se va a expirar su permiso, ya está por expirar o va a expirar antes de marzo 5, por favor vengan a vernos rápido para poder someter su renovación. Tenemos nomás hasta octubre 5, que ya es menos de un mes, para someter las aplicaciones a tiempo. Después de esa fecha, inmigración ya no va a aceptar renovaciones.
Okay, and what's going to happen when your status expires? So, if you're someone who is expiring after March 5th, so you can't renew, sometime next year that status is going to expire. What's going to happen to you? Right now, we really don't know. Likely, you'll just lose your work permit and go back to the status you had before DACA, which was no lawful status. It would be very difficult to see a situation where the government actually went after everybody who formerly had DACA. Remember, there's 800,000 people that had DACA. It would be nearly impossible for the government to go after all those people at once. However, it's a possibility. So if you're someone whose status is expiring after March 5th of next year, I would start preparing now. Go see an attorney somewhere, make sure it's an immigration attorney that knows what they're doing in the field, but go see them and start planning for what may happen after March 5th.
Así es que, ¿qué va a pasar con los que tienen permisos que se van a vencer después de marzo 5? Es posible que lo único que va a suceder es que van a regresar a como estaban antes sin un permiso de trabajo. Es posible también que haya otras consecuencias, por ejemplo, procedimiento de deportación, pero en realidad no sabemos. Sería casi imposible que el gobierno deporte a 800,000 personas de este país. Así es que lo que les recomendamos, si su permiso va a vencer después de marzo 5, por favor vayan a ver a un abogado de inmigración, vengan a vernos a nosotros para ver qué otras opciones tienen.
Very important to understand that the government does go after people with crimes very harshly. So, right now, DACA people are in a group of 800,000. It's a big group that it would be hard for the government to go after all at once. But if you commit a crime and you stand out and the police arrest you for something, it's very likely the government would go after you in that situation. So be very careful. Try not to come in contact with police officers. Don't get arrested for any crimes. Do what you're supposed to do. You're probably going to be safe with that large number of people that had DACA status.
So, como está diciendo, cualquier persona que cometa un delito aquí en los Estados Unidos y no tiene estatus está en demasiado peligro que inmigración vaya a detenerlos. ¿Por qué? Porque aquí el gobierno enforza las leyes muy fuerte cuando se trata de delitos y especialmente cuando es alguien que no tiene un estatus migratorio. Así es que por favor les aconsejamos que se porten bien, traten de quedarse lejos de la policía.
Now, one thing that was great about DACA when it came out is a lot of community organizations and churches came together to help people file for DACA. It was wonderful. It was a way to do it very inexpensively. But now that it's ending, you really need to find an attorney that can advise you on how to go forward. Be very careful in this process. Make sure that you do not go to notarios who are not allowed to practice law in the United States. Don't go to attorneys that have practices that do everything. Immigration law is very specific. Go to an immigration attorney, do your research on them, make sure you trust them, and ultimately feel comfortable with them. But get someone now that you trust and feel comfortable with that can make a plan for you when DACA does end for you.
Algo muy importante que recordar, por favor, asegúrense de que si tienen preguntas sobre el DACA o lo que va a pasar después o ver sus opciones cuando se les acabe el DACA, es de asegurarse de ver un abogado de inmigración. No vayan a un abogado que practique en general. Inmigración es muy difícil a veces de navegar y es muy bueno ir con un abogado que practique solo inmigración para que puedan ayudarlos de la mejor manera posible. Por favor, asegúrense de que sean abogados, no vayan con notarios. Es muy, muy importante no ir con gente que no tiene licencia para practicar inmigración o ley.
We're getting a lot of questions from the audience right now. We'd like to answer some of those questions, but remember, If we don't get to your question today, we'd be happy to answer any specific questions you have right here in the office. You can hit book now on Facebook, or you can call us at 844-964-4722. Be happy to answer any questions you have. We do not charge for a consult. So come on in. Los Angeles, Orange County, San Diego County, Dallas and Fort Worth, and soon in Houston. Be happy to speak with you in person and develop a plan specifically for you.
Estamos recibiendo unas preguntas de Facebook, vamos a contestar las más que podamos, pero estamos cortos en tiempo. Así es que si no llegamos a una pregunta que ustedes tienen, por favor llámenos para venir a hacer una consulta gratis. Acuérdense, el número es el 844-964-4722.
A question that's being asked quite a bit. I want to make sure that we answer it well. It says, what if my status ends after March 5th? And I know we talked about it a little bit already. We don't know exactly what's going to happen when your status ends. But after March 5th, if it expires, you can't renew right now. And there will come a time when the status ends. You're going to have to come up with a plan for what's your next step dealing with immigration in the United States. That's going to be different for everybody. It's going to depend on a lot of your personal circumstances. If this is you, if you fall in this category, very important that you find an attorney now, I would say, and start planning for what's going to happen 6, 7, 8 months from now.
So, la primera pregunta es, ¿qué va a pasar cuando mi permiso de DACA se expire, si es que se expira después de marzo 5? Ahorita no sabemos qué va a pasar, eso está en las manos del Congreso. Así es que si su permiso va a vencer después de marzo 5, por favor hagan una cita, empiecen a planear desde ahorita con tiempo. Vayan a ver a un abogado, vénganos a ver a nosotros si gustan, para ver qué opciones tienen, es caso por caso, todo depende de su situación personal.
Another question that's coming through a little bit right now is, if I'm married to a United States citizen or a permanent resident, can I do anything? That's a great question. It's really going to depend, again, on everyone's individual circumstances. But most people with DACA that are married to a citizen or a resident do have a path to their own residency through their spouse. And that's a process called either consular processing or adjustment of status. But essentially that's where your husband or wife applies for you, and then you try to get your green card either in the United States or back in your home country. And where you get to do that is going to depend on a lot of specific things for you, but most DACA people will qualify for either one of those if you're married to a United States citizen or a permanent resident.
Pregunta 2. Yo tengo DACA y estoy casado con un ciudadano residente. ¿Qué puedo hacer? Si usted está casado con un ciudadano residente, tiene opción usted posiblemente para aplicar para residencia. Hay dos maneras de hacer eso: un ajuste de estatus, que es cuando uno aplica dentro de los Estados Unidos, o el proceso consulado, cuando es que uno sale a su país de origen a hacer la entrevista. Obvio, esto depende en sus circunstancias. Sería bueno que vayan a hablar con un abogado, vénganos a ver a nosotros para ver si es que califica. Generalmente, si calificó para el DACA, es muy posible que califique para la residencia. ¿Y qué más? Eso sería la mejor opción para usted.
Another question coming in is, I was the victim of a crime and I have DACA. Could I apply for a U visa? The answer is yes. If you were the victim of a crime, and there's a number of crimes that qualify, generally there's some sort of violence or something done to you that you need to cooperate with the police and try to help them to prosecute the criminal. And if something unfortunate like that happened to you, it's very possible you might qualify for a U visa. Definitely take that situation to an immigration attorney so they can evaluate if you would qualify for a U visa.
Y la otra pregunta que tenemos es, yo tengo DACA y he sido asaltado en la calle. ¿Qué puedo hacer? ¿Puedo aplicar para la visa U? Posiblemente. Para la visa U debe ser un crimen violento. Así es que si fue asaltado, es muy posible que caiga en esa categoría de crimen violento. Y sería muy bueno ir con un abogado de inmigración para que evalúen su caso y vean si tiene todos los requisitos para aplicar para una visa U, que sería una buena opción también, que posiblemente los llevaría a una ruta de residencia en el futuro.
Thank you so much for joining us again this week. We hope that you've enjoyed some of the information that we've been giving you. You know, it's a difficult week. We're here for you. If you have questions, come see us. Again, Los Angeles, Orange County, San Diego, Dallas and Fort Worth, and Houston. We don't charge for a consult, so if you want to come in and just ask us some questions, we're happy to do that. Just hit book now here on Facebook, or give us a call at 844-964-4722. We'd really look forward to talking to you.
Gracias por estar con nosotros hoy. Recuerden, mi nombre es Denise Cabrera, soy la abogada en la oficina de Santa Ana. Vénganos a visitar, nuestras consultas son gratis, tenemos oficinas aquí en Los Ángeles y en el condado de Orange. El número de teléfono es el 844-964-4722. También tienen la opción de hacer una cita por la página de Facebook. Pero vénganos a ver para ver si hay opciones para ustedes. Gracias.
Thank you so much. I tell you, when we get this, we're going to